Well, good morning, my TC King family. How is everybody today? Hope you are well. It's amazing. It's how some people don't understand gold and silver are price fixed. I was listening to one interview yesterday, and I think it could be price fixed. Like, really, it's not free market. I don't know how difficult it is to understand. It's not free market. Option prices it, not physical. Turkey can sell 20,000 tons of it. It's not moving the paper market. Just amazing. Let's take a look at our gold and silver. We like to start off with that. And let's see. We're having a good day. We were starting to draw back a little. Silver, 59.09. Look at, let's get back into the 60s. And gold, 47.90. We got up to 40.90. Again, it's the 10 o'clock drop happening now. It happens between 10 and 11:30. And that's it. So anyway, good morning, my Teaser King family. Some guy kind of laughed at it, and he doesn't understand that this is a family show and that we're in this together like a family. And I try to make my family money. I had to laugh at that. Anyway, 59.14 silver, 40.77 gold. So what we're seeing is the options came down from the Fed and the Treasury. Scott Simpson and the new guy, Harsh or Marsh or whatever his name is, Bill Walsh, I think, ex-coach of the 49ers. And they dumped it for whatever reason. Hard to understand. Obviously, they shorted it. Obviously, they want to buy it. Why would it go down? The only reason, somebody wants to buy it. Obviously, the U.S. doesn't have any. Anybody that thinks the U.S. has gold is crazy. Yeah, you'll believe there's men on the moon, men on Mars, because you think people, you've got to put the problem, you got to solve the problem. You can't just guess. Well, I think we have gold in Fort Knox. No, we don't. If we did, you would see it. Trump again wants to audit Fort Knox. There's no U.S. gold in Fort Knox. Any gold in Fort Knox is China's. There's not much to see here, but it shows that we don't have any gold, which bankrupts us immediately. So, all right, so we'll check back with gold right now, 1043. It's at 40.76. It's nice to see it above that 39 crap that we saw yesterday. And as you can see, it's gone from 4,000, and Europe and the US are pushing it up, which is nice. So they're buying the options now. They're putting it up. And as I explained to you yesterday, and we'll show that video again, the options are for what were they for? $15,000, $20,000 gold in December, and silver probably close to 1,000. All right, so we'll get back into economics in a minute. Tough day in baseball yesterday. Schittler lost, and our Philly pitcher should have lost. I can't believe the score. Philly was down 5-0. I go, I can't believe our guy's losing. And then I turned it on in the 8th inning. It's 5-5. And guess what the final was? Philly won 12-5. Down 5-0. They're just playing with them. So let's take a look. Tampa wins 13-2 yesterday. Sometimes they score, sometimes they don't. They're a real hard team, KC. Real hard team to bet on because you just don't know what you're getting, which is pretty much most of these teams. We got Pitt over 8.5. Pitt wins 5-1 over Seattle. Again, it was not that good of a pitcher, and certainly not a great pitcher for Pittsburgh. So Pitt 5-1. We're over 8.5. That's a loser. Oakland comes through for us. Oakland wins 9-6. We're over 8. I thought that was a very low number, 8. And I gave that as a free play. Yes, I did. Oh, okay. Yeah. So Philly. Oh, so the free plays won. Okay. The Niners over 8. I should give more free plays because those are the two that won. Oakland hits the 9, and they both had weak pitching. So 9-6 Oakland, and all we had to do was over 8. So that was your first free play. Houston beats Detroit. I played Detroit. Houston's pitcher wasn't that good. I thought Detroit's Melton was good. He's not that good. Houston's pitcher is a lot better, and the fact that the Tigers can't hit. The manager is an idiot. He keeps shuffling the lineup. He keeps he doesn't, for as much as he wants to use analytics, he doesn't use the key analytic, which is the batting average. Batting average has to be the number one statistic you use. That shows you the guy can hit or he can hit. You got the Spencer Torkelson hits about 180. What are you expecting from him? He can't hit. He's a minor leaguer, and you keep batting him 5th and 6th, and like, what the fuck are you doing? Then you wonder why you lose 2-1 when you got guys hitting 180, thinking, well, he's due. As we know, it's never due. So Houston wins 2-1. I think they scored in the 9th inning. I'm always happy when Detroit loses. Here's the Philly game, 10-5. Philly was down 5-0, tied it at 5-5, and win it 10-5. The total on the game was 6.5. Jesus. Well, that's because our ace was going. Whatchamacallit? Why can't I think of his name? Jesus Christ. All right, who was the pitcher? My apologies. Oh, yeah, Sanchez. And this is the funny part. Sanchez goes 5 innings, gives up 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, gives up a home run. He's got a 2.13 ERA, and he pitched in 92 pitches. He goes 5 innings, 92 pitches. And why is he in the game? He gives up 7 hits, 5 earned runs. Are you fucking kidding me? And here, Philly gets 5 in the 9th to win. So they're down 5-0. He gives up 4 in the first. I mean, that's crazy. And then it's 5, and then all shutouts, and then it's 5-2, 5-5, and then 10-5. Good old Philly. If we look at Washington, I bet they put in a bad lever in the 9th. Let's see, Varland. Yeah. So why would you do this? You put a reliever with a 6.25 ERA to pitch the 9th inning, and he gives up 6 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs. Why would you leave him out there? What are you doing? And he actually pitched 2 innings with the 6.25. You got pretty bad relievers. Parker 6.39, Beater 3.33. Cavalier goes 97 pitches, gives up 2 runs. Parker, Beater, Varland 28 pitches, faced 11 guys and gave up 6 hits. Huh. Wow. So there you go. So Philly was your other free play with Suarez or Sanchez. And I keep thinking of the James Bond movie where there's a villain Sanchez in it. That Timothy Dalton one. Hey, Pat. Looks like Russia-NATO war will be the catalyst for the next metal run. Well, I don't know if you saw this video. Let me show it to you now, as long as I have you. Pat's from Singapore. Last two games, Texas 6, Toronto 5, I don't have. The Cubs 4-3, I have them over 8.5. Jesus Christ. Boston 6, Yankees 3. We bet on Steve Schittler, and Steve Schittler loses. So what happens? The Arizona game we played was postponed. All right, so hold on, Pat. Let me show you this video. So we're going to play the last 5 minutes. China is about to get rid of the paper game in China.
Shanghai, where it should be. For people who want to follow your in-depth analysis,
listen
and
to
writing that you do, how would they find out more, and how would they take advantage of that, Ed? Well, they just Google my name, Ed Steer, S-T-E-E-R, Ed Steer Gold and Silver. My website will pop up. There's a tab on there for, it says...
so we like Ed Steer. We hate just this guy, but we like Ed Steer.
That's the kind of information that I provide. That particular column on the sample column is my longest column of the month.
It's coming up.
The traders report, the bankruptcy report, my daily columns mercifully are much shorter than the one that you're going to look at there. So, it's a fact-based column. I mean, there's not. I don't speculate. Here are the facts, and I've got all the numbers to back it up. So, if anybody's interested, they get 260 columns a year, and the freight is US $100, which isn't a lot. Well, Ed, we know you have a very full analysis and writing schedule in your week, and yet you worked in time for this interview with us on this very, high volatility day. That's been something that a lot of our viewers and subscribers and clients have been calling and asking about. Any words of wisdom that you would share with people who approach you and say, what the heck is going on with this, to help them to regain a sense of perspective at this moment, at this turning point? Well, I'll tell you what, there's a couple of things that I'm keeping my eye on very, very carefully now. And the first one is the amount of call options that are open in December. For December gold, I have it in my inbox right here, and I'm just going to bring it up. And it's been increasing all the time. This was brought up back in February. This has been going on. The $10,000, $15,000, and $20,000 call options for gold. There's enormous 53. There's 63,000 contracts spread up between those 3 months. And even only 2 or 3 months ago, it was only half of that. So there's money, big money, pouring into the fact that somebody's betting big that by December, gold is going to be north of $10,000, $15,000, or $20,000. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars worth invested by people that think that's going to happen. This is big money, and I expect it's smart money. And the other thing I'm watching too is there's a lot of talk about July the 4th and this gold-backed bond. I heard your interview with Andy yesterday, Andy Scheckman, and he was saying, well, it's Judy Shelton brought this up, but it's a possibility. It's being discussed. That is something. That's another straw in the wind. And here's the other straw in the wind, which I found amazing, is that if you go on the U.S. Mint's website, they've got these Liberty Bell 1 ounce and half ounce coins you can buy, and I looked at the price. A 1 ounce gold Liberty Bell coin is $19,600 US. The 1 ounce silver is $1,500, and the half ounce silver, they got a half ounce, I couldn't believe it when I saw it, is $750. Now, who in their right mind would be paying that kind of money for a silver or gold coin? I don't care if it's a 250th anniversary of the U.S. or not. But you see the straw here and a straw there, and the call options, and this big sellout, this engineered price decline, the mother of all sell-offs to the downside. And the commercial traders getting out of this many short positions as they can. You take this straw and that straw, this piece of the puzzle and that piece of the puzzle, and there's getting to be more and more of it, and they're showing up more and more frequently. I get up in the morning and look at the screen and say, how long can they keep this up before this price management scheme that's been going on for 50 plus years is finally wound down? Scott Bessent and Kevin Warsh are more than aware of the fact that what's going on in the precious metals, and I think they have plans to wind this thing down, and all the things that we're seeing up to this point, including this big engineered smashdown that we're witness to, the culmination of hopefully today, is all part and parcel of hopefully a great reset in the price of the precious metals. And when that happens, it'll be a great reset in everything else as well.
So a lot there. So what he sees is options, put up, short down, right? So if you're shorting, you want the price to go down. If you're putting to put up, you want the price to go up. There's all these options, $10,000, $50,000, $20,000 gold. And that is paper. And that will be the real price. So when we look at our little COMEX now and we see 4,000 and almost 4,100, we will see 15,000, 20,000 as the price. And that's what we've been waiting for. And again, we want to get to free market. We do not want to play this paper bullshit manipulated JP Morgan game and the Fed and the US government controlling the price. It's bullshit. And we all know it's bullshit. That's why we just wait patiently and our turn's coming. So they smashed it down and now it's popped back up near 4,100. Silver back almost to 60, which is a joke when it was 88 2 weeks ago. Let me see, Pat. The insiders know what is coming. There's only one way to get to those high numbers. I think it's a big war. Well, you've got two wars coming right now. You've got Iran with against Israel and against the U.S. and Lebanon's involved. You've got Ukraine and NATO against Russia. So you have your wars. But it can get there if you just bid it up. You can get there. The U.S. going bankrupt will get you there. So there's a lot of black swans out there. Russia versus, yeah, I mean, I don't think that can happen because Europe doesn't have an army. Russia will blow up Europe in 5 seconds. Here's 4 or 5 nukes. Goodbye. I think Russia will strike targets in the EU. Yeah, well, I think they have to because they're ignoring Russia, right? They just did some crossed some red lines that Russia said no. I don't get Europe. Why do you want to attack Russia? And the answer is in my title, because they're bankrupt. Europe is bankrupt because they decided to print money that wasn't backed by anything. At the end of the day, your costs keep going up. Your debt keeps going up. More people are retiring, so more people want Social Security, and then there's less income tax because they're not working. You have too many government employees because everybody has these huge governments that you're not supposed to have. This is bankrupt. That's why there's war. I'll get into that, Pat. For example, weapons manufactured in Germany. Yes, Europe needs the war in order to default, as does the U.S., as does Israel. They're all broke. I think I talked about it yesterday. Every country not in BRICS and not backed by gold, and BRICS is backed by gold, is bankrupt. And bankruptcy causes wars because you're done. So what do? You create a war where you try to steal. Hitler did it. He was bankrupt. He tried to steal, and he did steal the gold. Czechoslovakia, Poland, Brussels, tried to get France's gold. All those countries, Hungary, Romania, anybody that had gold, he went after and stole it because they were broke. Russia's always been broke. This is the first time that China and Russia and BRICS are actually smart enough to go after gold. Every country that's used gold became the number one country, the strongest country, the Romans, Spain, France, and then they all get off of gold because they need the army. The problem with countries and the problem with governments, they think they need to do something, so they have an army to protect themselves, but then they start fighting. What the hell is Napoleon doing in Waterloo, which is in Russia? What is he doing? He needs oil. He needs natural resources, which is why everybody else attacks Russia, because they're rich in oil, diamonds, gold, and natural gas. So Russia's got it all. They don't know what to do with it, but they've got it all. So everybody tries to attack them because they want it. But Putin's too smart for that. He's not going to lose this war. All roads lead to gold. Well, they always have, because again, you can't print it. So that means you can't inflate it, which means it can never lose value. These have lost value. That's the problem with printing. They have no value. All right. What does this buy you? Nothing. What did it buy you in the 60s? You could probably eat a meal for $1. Leave It to Beaver went to the movies and got a popcorn and a pop with $1, and Ward wanted change. I'll never forget watching that episode. I want my change. Ward, he gives him $1 for the movies. I want change. Give me my quarter. It's available. So that's what we have. It used to be 19 cents for gas. You've killed the value of this. You're broke. You've killed the value of this. And this is all these Euro countries: Germany, Italy, France, Spain, Portugal, Amsterdam. The poor girls, they take euros. They're doing it for free and they don't realize it. Also, the U.S. military got defeated against Iran. Well, it wasn't even a game, because the U.S. thinks it's World War II. They're going to bomb you with the planes and use the boats. But you can't. It's a desert. We beat the Navy. They didn't have a Navy. Why would they have a Navy? They're in a desert, and it's fortified all the way around. You've got to go in and take it, which you can't do because you don't have a 90 million man army. You have nobody in your army. You have a Navy. Well, okay, you're going to fire artillery in, except for they're firing back. And they have all these missiles and ballistic missiles that they fire at you. They don't need an Air Force or a Navy. They've got these missiles, and they fire the missiles at your boats and your planes, and you're fucked. You can't beat them the way this is World War II. You're not marching to Berlin and shooting the Nazis. This is totally different. They are unprepared for this. It's way over their head. We don't have the missiles because we gave a lot to Ukraine. And when we give $1 trillion for the defense contractors, they're not making missiles. They're just pocketing the money. It's so corrupt. And here's where the corrupt is going to get to everybody. So the petrodollar is gone. The petrodollar has been gone for a couple of years. Iran and desert, and can't beat it. Why are we attacking Iran? The only answer, because they got gold and oil, and we want their oil, and they're in BRICS. We attack Venezuela, BRICS. We want to go after Cuba, BRICS. Iran, BRICS. Russia, BRICS. And God knows they probably want to go after China, BRICS, the biggest brick in the shed. But yes, the petrodollar is gone. China's been paying them in yuan for oil for a couple of years now. So the petrodollar is you had to buy oil with US dollars. Well, that's gone. No, too many people are using yuan right now. Japan, Korea, Vietnam, China, India, they're using yuan, and then in Iran, turn it into gold. They don't want dollars. You get dollars, it's immediately turned into gold, or some are going into the stock market. But as you realize the dollar is worthless, this is what I tried to tell Luke, stop with the silver stocks. Even if you make $50,000 on them, you're getting this, you're getting crap. This isn't worth anything. So even if you make 50,000, it's crap unless you sell and buy gold. Then I will permit it. Otherwise, it's a stupid. To make dollars is a stupid investment unless you trade them for gold. If you can do a Rumpelstiltskin with them, then be my guest. If you can't, if you're just holding it or Bitcoin, it's going to go to 1 million. Well, it went from 120 down to, I saw 59,000 yesterday. I was very excited. I see 59,000. And are these people smart enough to sell it now? Or at what point do you sell it? When it hits zero? Oh, it's going to go to them. There was a thing called OneCoin, which was a Russian girl who was Ponzi scheming everybody, saying it was crypto, and it was fake. And even after she said it, they still thought it was real. People are just so stupid. It's amazing. Buy gold. You can't lose. It's a lock. It has to go up. The dollar has to go down because it's not backed by anything. It's very, very simple economics. Dollar not backed, worthless. Dollar backed by gold or gold, that's your value. So you want to be in gold. It's a very simple thing. Pat, there are rumors Saudi Arabia BRICS. Yeah, I think they are. They've been kind of hedging, but they're BRICS, as is Dubai. There are rumors China will announce gold pegged one in July. They already have gold pegged. That's already been announced that the yuan is 1-to-1 to gold. So is the ruble is 1-to-1 to gold. So that's already out there. Everyone's watching the World Cup or on a vacation. I don't even care about the World Cup. Somebody asked me, what do you think of Messi or Mosey, the best player? I said, I never heard of him. I have no idea. I don't follow it, so I don't know any of the names. Joe Montana gave you it. I don't follow soccer. Boring, and I can't bet it. Who cares? I have no interest in it. I watch it when I go to the club and I get on the bike. I ride the bike 15 minutes and then I'm in the pool and I'm watching. It's the most boring game. Everybody thinks the guys run all over the place. The guys stand still most of the game. Most of the time, they're just standing there, passing it amongst themselves into a defense set against them. And they take these wild shots, and occasionally there's a fluke and they score. Nobody's running. Once in a while, if they had the long kick and somebody's going, then one guy runs. But basically, the bulk of the guys are just standing there. But it's a boring game. It's more boring than hockey. Imagine if Iran gets into the final. Yeah, against Israel. That would be a good one. Well, Germany lost yesterday to Uruguay, but it didn't matter because Germany is in the final round. They didn't even probably play their players. But it's just funny watching everybody so into soccer because soccer's cheap. All you need is one ball and 30 kids can play, which gives them something to do. And that's it. That's the whole point of why soccer is so popular, because most of the world can't afford baseball and they can't really get together for football. Hockey, there's no ice. So that's why it's popular in Russia and Czechoslovakia. But, Spain and these other countries aren't going with hockey, or Germany. So that's what they have there. Very few German golfers. Very few basketball players, a Dirk Nowitzki who goes to a U.S. college, and then that's it. So they go soccer because it's cheap. Buy one ball, 30 kids can play. They get good at it or whatever because it's such an easy game. It's like basketball. Basketball is one of the easiest games. You just stand, the hoop's bigger than the ball, and you just shoot. I mean, it's not a lot of skill in basketball. Not like football and baseball. Baseball is a tremendous amount of skill, and as is football, throwing the ball with the guy in your face. But so what's going on, Pat, with your gold city? What do the lines look like? Do they still have gold? Are there still 8-hour lines? And how many stores? I keep trying to tell. I said, well, I don't know how many stores are in the gold sector. Can you help me on that one? Is it like 50 stores and there's like 6-hour waits at every store? And why are they still using Comex to price it at 4,100 when there's demand? You could probably sell it at 10 grand and the people would buy it. So just curious about that, Pat, if you could. Anyway, so he's talking 10, 15, 20,000. Now, as far as this gold coin, there are a huge amount of stores. So like 100, and then the lines are what, 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. So there, what it tells me is there's huge demand for gold, which means the price should go to the moon, and they keep manipulating the price down so people can buy it. During the crash, people are buying a lot more. So what, the lines are 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours? No queues because it's mostly online orders. Ah, okay. So you can't go to the store and say, I want to buy 2 ounces of maple leaves or whatever. Premium for gold is 10%. Wow, here. So if I wanted to buy a gold, the guy goes 200 over spot. So if it's 4,000, he would charge me 4,200. In your world, he'd charge me 4,400. Interesting. Yes, you can go to the store. Okay. I would go to the store. I want to see it. I want to see my babies before I buy them. So there's a lot of stores and a lot of demand, and you still have inventory. I would think you'd run out of inventory, but in the Indian section of town on Sundays, you have huge queues at the gold shops. Yeah, the Indians like gold and silver too. Well, that's for their wedding. They buy gold and silver. 500 places to buy gold. Wow. Here we have like 10. But again, everybody's forced into the stock market, which you guys probably don't use. And then they've been buying Bitcoin. So people talk about, well, they took everybody's gold in 1933. Well, it's a different time. They don't even think anybody has gold now, especially after pushing the price down. So instead of confiscating it, they're pushing the price down. So they think people will sell their gold to buy stocks or to buy Bitcoin or stable coin or all this bullshit. I'm staying away from digital. It's not real. It's still not backed by gold, so it can't be worth anything. But so I don't see any confiscation. Again, they don't think we have any. I would say there's no gold in Fort Knox at all. Now, what I was talking about, I'm going to show you this.
This electrician tested 14 neighbors' homes. Every single smart meter overcharged up to 80% per month. Here's what he did next. If you have a smart meter on the side of your house, you are being charged for electricity.
It lends itself to these types of discussions, but I don't know.
Is a new 1-ounce gold Liberty Bell commemorative coin, which is being offered by the U.S. Mint, trading for nearly $20,000. Gold today, around $4,150. So less than a quarter of the price. And the special offering is part of America's
Okay, so anybody in my class that spends 20 grand on that coin, you're into you got the dunce hat on and you're in the corner. Okay, does that mean gold's going to 20,000? Because that's 1 ounce. It's a Liberty Bell. I don't know if it's limited or not, but you can't set the market price like this. The market sets the market price. So if they're charging 20,000, my advice is it's 4,000. Let's call it 4,100 for an ounce of gold. Go buy 5 ounces of gold. Right? You got 20,000, buy 5 ounces of Eagles, 20,000, and you make far more money than a Liberty Bell. I don't care how limited. We don't know what the market price is, but it sure as shit can't start at 20,000. The market price should be 4,000 because that's what the spot is. And the spot we know is not even real. Do not buy that for 20 grand. If you got 20 grand, buy 5 ounces. Now, I would think my class, everybody's bought our gold and silver, and we probably don't have a whole lot of monopoly money left to buy more. But I would not trade 5 ounces of my Eagles for this one Liberty Bell. You got to be kidding me. So that's a joke. So be careful there. Now, does it mean gold's going to 20,000 with the other guy with these options at 20,000? I would think so. I've called for $10,000 gold for 5 years now, and that's where it's headed. The banks keep stepping in because they're idiots and they keep shorting, and they're going to lose billions of dollars. I got news for you. They're all going broke anyway because the bank, what is the bank's purpose? To lend money out and get interest. And they get money that they don't have. So they just print money out of thin air, give you a loan for a mortgage or a car, and charge you 6-7% interest. And that's how a bank works. They make the interest. But as people can't pay back the loans because AI and they're out of work and things are getting too expensive, the banks go bankrupt because they're not going to get paid the mortgages and the car payments. They're all defaulting. And the banks go out because the banks aren't getting their revenue. And that's the only way a bank gets revenue, is printing fake money out of thin air, charging interest and getting the interest payment. And I keep getting calls. We want to loan you money. We want to loan you money. And I'm like, fuck off. I don't say I have gold, but fuck off, because then I got to pay you interest. And that's really why you're calling. It's not for me. It's so you can drive interest. But because I have a good credit score and a good rating and I pay everything back, they know I'm a good risk. So that's why they want to loan it to me. Singapore is a tiny island, 284 square miles. Central banks have bought 15 times more than they reported this year. Well, yeah, I mean, China's got 80,000 tons. And I love when they go, well, China's got 3,000 tons. You know, their central 3,000 and Russia's got 3,000 tons of gold. And the U.S. has 8,100 tons. And I laugh. I go, the U.S. has 0. China's got 80,000. Russia's in the 20s or maybe in the 30s with Putin. He's a smart guy. He's got gold trains and gold houses and everything. It's great. I'm sure this year is the reset. Well, it looks like it'll be by the fourth quarter. I think this push down, which was man-made, done on purpose, was to clean it out. And if you're going to buy now. So the banks got all their little, which we thought they would have done in January and February when it dropped all the way down into the 60s. So now it went into the 50s, which means JP Morgan had to get rid of some of their options at 50. And that should be it. And now it's going back to 60. And now it's going close to 4,100 again. It should be back next week to 4,500, I would think. We're at month end, and it's month end for the quarter, and that's why it gets pushed down. But now we're at June 26th, so we're getting to the point of here comes the July. Yes, it's vacation season. July 4th is next weekend, but they will certainly go up. And I think now you're going to see that, we'll get back to 5,000 and 6,000, and everybody will go, oh, wait, we just got fucked. We sold our bullshit at 4,000. I found a dealer in Ann Arbor. I can get 98% of my gold. So I need some cash. That's the only reason I would sell any of my gold. And he'll give me 98. So I go into my guy, because I sold an earring for Alyssa for $50. And so I take it in there. He doesn't recognize it. And I said, well, why are you so low on your rebuy for gold? You're 92% for Krugerrands and Maple Leafs. Why are you so low? Well, we can't sell it. Everybody wants Eagles. And I look in his case, he doesn't have any gold. What the fuck are you talking about? So he's bullshitting me, which is fine. I don't really care. I said, I'll go somewhere else. I can get 98%. So, well, I bought from you, but it's just business. And now we'll go to Ann Arbor and sell when I need to, which won't be often. However, if we start getting $20,000 gold, I can see selling 1 ounce for 20 grand and taking a nice vacation. Again, we still can't take vacations with gold and silver yet. So we want to go to Greece or Amsterdam or Switzerland. You got to sell an ounce to get the cash to put it on your credit card and things like that. You can't you know, take the plane ticket with a half ounce of gold or whatever. It's coming, but not right. Stay away from the digital. The digital's bullshit. It's not backed by anything. These stable coins, I heard Europe's trying to go digital. What it means is they're broke. They're bankrupt. So we know Europe's bankrupt. We know the US, Canada, Britain, all these countries are bankrupt. That's why you have the war. I really don't understand. I guess you're just trying to steal oil from Russia or Iran. That's my guess, is that's why you have attacked those two. They got the biggest oil reserves. There's a lot of gold in both countries. Fred's got a shitload of gold too. There's 220,000 tons of physical gold in the world that have been dug up from the mines. And of that, I'd say BRICS has 90%, if not 95%. Poland's been buying a lot, and this Tether's been buying a lot. So if you think you're going to go buy gold, you're not, because there isn't gold to buy. Again, I went to my guy's store. He had a 1 ounce gold coin, an eagle, American, and then he had 2 Swiss, those little bars, those little 1 ounce bars that come in the pack. That's all he had. And he doesn't want Cougarans or Maple Leafs. He wants to give you 92%. Really? You're in business to sell gold and silver, but you don't want inventory, or you have it, or you're not telling me something. Something doesn't make sense. I don't fully trust him at all, as I probably don't trust many of these gold guys. Something smells there, but this guy in Ann Arbor is smart enough. I'll give you 98% because I want inventory. I think this guy's just too stupid. Where I go to my store, I think he's too stupid to understand. He sees, well, I spent 5,000 on it, and now it's 4,000. I lost 1,000. I don't want to buy anymore because I'm going to lose. Instead of understanding, but shit, this is the sale of the century to buy it for 4,100. So be careful. Do not get into digital at all. It's like eating a digital steak. It's good, but you can't eat it. I wouldn't go to Europe once the war is on. Yeah, I don't know where to travel, to tell you the truth. Maybe Greece. I don't know. I'm trying to meet Daria in Russia, but there's no way I'm going to get a Russian visa. The only place we could meet is Turkey, which, again, I don't know how safe that is. Turkey's staying out of the war, but they are close to getting involved. It's all based on these countries being too stupid to understand that if you print money that's not backed by gold, it's worthless. And then what happens? Your country is bankrupt. What happens when a company goes bankrupt? They're out of business. So when Germany and France and Italy and the US and Britain and Canada go bankrupt, then what happens? They go out of business. Now the government should bring out new money, but we don't trust Scott Simpson. We don't trust this Bill Walsh guy, and we don't trust Trump. We don't trust stable coin, which is just Trump's thing, and we certainly don't trust Bitcoin. You know, they're trying to sell it. Well, it was 120,000. It's now 59. I'm supposed to retire on that, and at what value? And that's why it's not money, because people won't. It doesn't trade. Again, money is trading. I'm trading this for my avocado. I'm trading this for Coca-Cola. I'm trading this for clothes, glasses. You can't trade Bitcoin or stablecoin because nobody will take it, because we don't know what the value is. Stablecoin, well, it's going to be backed by the dollar. Well, the dollar's bankrupt, which means stablecoin's bankrupt, because stablecoin can't have a value. It's not backed by anything. And when you back it by the dollar, it certainly has no value. What the hell's going on back there? It clearly has no value because it's not real. These digital assets aren't real. So how can they have a value? Again, you can't see what it looks like. You can't do any. At least I know what a dollar. This is a dollar. At least I know what it's looked like. There, that's better. So you can't exchange it. You can't trade it. That's what money is. It's a trade. You go to work, they trade you your time for the money. You go shopping, you trade the money you got from working, and you trade it for your food and your clothes and your house and all the other stuff. How do you can't trade Bitcoin because nobody will take it, and stable coin, nobody's going to want it. Digital money in Europe, fuck that. It's not worth anything. You'll be broke. The only play is gold and silver. That's it. It's the only play. And you can always trade it. Like I just said, I needed some money and I had to sell 2 ounces of silver for some money. And that's it. I'm going to trade gold and get money back into my safe so I have enough for rent and bills and trips and birthdays and all. You know, I need some money to do for you need $100 for a birthday gift. You can't use your credit card. You're going to give them cash. So I do need cash for that reason. So, but I'm waiting, let the gold run back. And we'll see what happens July 4th. This should be interesting. It's, that's next Saturday. The 1st is Wednesday, and I owe rent. And that's it. So keep that in mind. You're dealing with money that's worthless. That's why you see the wars. These wars are about, I'm bankrupt and I need money and they can't print. If the US could print money, as this Jim Rickard says, the moron, well, we'll just keep printing. We can just keep printing infinite amounts of money. You can't. Well, we're the reserve currency. You still can't because your money is worthless. If what he said was true, we would print $40 trillion and pay off the debt. Why don't we? Because if you did that, the dollar would be worthless. The dollar's already worthless. So you can't print and print and print because you're the reserve currency, which you're not. Gold is the reserve currency now. And BRICS is piling it on. And that's where you're going. And the markets, they understand gold, and we all understood that it was suppressed. This is price fixing. This isn't no demand for gold. This is like my avocado. I can't sell this if there's nobody who wants to buy it. Right? So that's not why gold went down. It was suppressed by the banks. It's bullshit. It's a Ponzi scheme. They're just shorting the gold and silver in paper price only, not in physical. And if we just focus on physical, we're fine. The emperor sure has no clothes, does he? Not at all. But we've known that since 1995. I've known it. It's amazing how long the U.S. has lasted, because in 1971, we go off gold standard. Our dollar is worthless at that point. Had I not been 12 years old, I would have bought as much gold as I could carry for $35 an ounce. That and Mantle cards and Bobby Orr cards in 1971. But that was the problem. So I didn't know till 1995 when I got my master's in Austrian economics. Funny how people are clueless about Austrian economics. They don't want to admit it's actually the only thing that works. And the Keynesians just sit there. I saw the New York mayor got elected, and he's a socialist, and everybody's like cheering. And I'm like, oh, really? You're cheering about that? You realize capitalism is how we became a great country, free markets. What's the first thing this idiot wants to do is do rent freeze. Oh, you can't raise your rent in New York City. Well, I mean, that doesn't work, because then nobody's going to build any more apartments, and the landlord loses. The people live for free. In what world do you have, like, you freeze the rent? As soon as you have price controls, you're done, because nobody will produce, because if they can't make profit, they won't produce. And with the inflation, so I might be making a product that I'm making golf clubs. Well, my costs went up. I got to sell them for more. It's $500. I got to sell them for $750. My costs went up. And here's the New York mayor. No, you got to sell them for 300. So everybody can golf, but nobody's going to make them because I can't make them that cheaply. That's the whole point of competition and capitalism is I make a product that costs 100 and I sell it for 200. And if I can't sell it for 200, I don't make the product. So nobody's going to build apartments in New York if they can't cover their cost. And so you're going to have these really old apartments that nobody's going to fix. Nobody's going to build new. They'll just go somewhere. They'll go to Boston and make apartments, or Chicago and make Detroit and make apartments. And that's all that happens is they just leave and you don't get any, there's no apartments made. And, but I would imagine everybody moving out of New York anyway. It's not safe. And if you have a socialism, it's terrible socialism. Government cannot control things. You cannot plan it. That's what this new Bill Walsh guy, the Federal Reserve guy, is trying to. He's trying to control the market. You can't control the market. It's impossible. So he's going to have his fun to try to control it, but it won't happen. But so this whole BRICS, they're all gold back, and there's more countries joining. I think Japan wants to join, Indonesia, probably Africa. The whole continent of Africa is going gold back. They want a gold standard there. And there's just not enough gold, and the demand's huge, and the price has to go up. Now, how long will we use COMEX as the pricing? I don't understand why China and Russia are using COMEX to price gold in the first place. Why don't they just have their own pricing, a physical price, and this is what it's selling for? And that's it. Why would you? COMEX says the price is 4,000 going down, and you've got to be kidding. So again, the reason it went down is because people wanted to buy. That's all it is. China probably likes the low price. Yeah, we'll buy some at $39.80. Yeah, even though it's worth $10,000, we'll pay $39.80. That's fine. So that's the only reason that the gold and silver went down is so people can buy until there's no more, and then it'll go physical. That's all. The only explanation I can come up with is if I want to buy something, I'd rather buy it on sale. I'll wait till it goes on sale. That's why I go up July 4th. I'll go up north. There's an outlet, and it's and in a little town, and you go just to get away. And, like this polo shirt. I mean, this is like $100, but on sale on a holiday, it's like 40. So I might buy one or two of these at 40 versus paying 100 for it, which is the same thing in gold. I don't want to pay 10 grand for it, but I'll pay 4. So we'll see what happens with this July 4th gold Liberty Bell, $20,000. Are you resetting the price to $20,000 July 4th? You just hammered it down to 4. Are you now going to come back at 20? I can't imagine it be that quickly. They're going to and even if they revalue it on their balance sheet, doesn't mean that the price in the market's 20,000. So if he puts it on the balance sheet at 20,000 an ounce, does that mean, oh, good, our gold is now worth 20,000? Because on the balance sheet now in the U.S., it's $40. Well, gold's 4,100, not 40. So if they make it, 20,000, it's still going to be 4,000 because it's still controlled by J.P. Morgan. At the end of the day, the banks control the price with their options, and that's the problem. So the banks are going to get killed when the price goes up. So it's like, get the fuck out. And that's what I think this last rinse is, okay, here we go. This is it. Get out of your options now. And why do you keep shorting it? Have you ever heard of BRICS? What the fuck are you shorting gold for, banks? If they would have just went long on them, they'd all be rich. No, we got to short them because everybody's buying it because the dollar's worthless. The rest of the year will be crazy. Oh, okay. Well, it was good to see you, Pat. Okay, I will see you whenever you can make it. I'm back. There are rumors that there could be an insurrection in the military in Russia, state of emergency in Crimea. Crimea is in Ukraine. What do you mean by an insurrection? I'm hearing rumors they want to get Putin out. They like Putin. They're not getting him out. They're wondering why Putin keeps getting hit and taking it, but yeah, that's just bullshit. That won't happen. They're not getting rid of Trump. We don't want him to get rid of Trump. We or Putin. We like Putin. I like Putin. I told Daria, I said I like Putin. She said, so do I. I said he's sharp guys into gold. What else can you? But I saw that too. I don't buy it. They want Russia to attack already, and Putin saying, "I don't want a war with the U.S. I don't want a world war where everybody's bombing us." He's trying to avoid that. That's why he's going slow. He's not going slow. That's the only reason he's going slow. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's been 4.5 years of stupid war that should never happen. It's about nothing. It's about Europe and it's about NATO trying to steal their oil. I mean, that's all it's about because we're all broke. So you're seeing the world broke, right? Everybody's bankrupt. Everybody went to the same stupid Keynesian playbook and said, oh, we'll have dollars not backed by anything, and we'll just keep printing the shit out of them. And as people get old, we'll pay for their Social Security or their pension, and we'll have we'll have a big debt because people are retiring because they're getting older, and then we'll we got debt, we'll pay the interest on the debt, and every country's in the same situation. Nobody's smart enough to go on gold. The dumbest thing you can ever do. So I don't really get it. Even the U.S., they're selling gold so they can get how many at 20,000 Liberty Bells you think they're going to get? 2? Who the fuck's stupid enough to do that? Again, buy 5 ounces of Eagles or Buffaloes, U.S. Buffaloes. They're 4,000 an ounce. You can buy 5 of them for the price you're paying for one. You'd be far better off. Okay, Pat, have a nice day. That was Pat. He lives in Singapore. He's our Singapore agent. It's funny how we have agents all over. Anyway, I mean, that's what's going on. It's bankruptcies cause the war. Bad money causes bankruptcies. If you're not going to back your money by gold, what the fuck are you doing? Then the money is not worth anything. And that's the key. But only I'm going to tell you that. Most people don't know that. They think, well, I got 100 grand, I'm fine. Or I got 500 grand, I'm fine. That's what people think. This is the problem. People think I got 500 grand on my 401k, I'm okay. It's worth nothing. They don't want to hear it. I'll just stay in the stock market and buy NVIDIA or AI stocks. I was watching a video yesterday on AI. It's very expensive. And 6 or 7 companies like Google and Amazon and Apple are going to stop using it because it's way too expensive. They've gone through their budget in 5 or 6 months. It doesn't give anything. There's really no results that AI does that you can't just do a search on. In other words, I can say who won the 1974 Super Bowl, and it's going to come up Pittsburgh Steelers. I didn't need AI to tell me that. I can just search Google. What do I really need? It's not going to do my job. It's not going to do a budget. It's not going to do financial analysis, month-end journal entries. It's not going to happen. It can't think like that. It's a data. It just takes data and spits out your question. If it can figure out the question. I had to call somebody. Who did I just talk to? Anyway, I called and I got AI on the phone. How can I help you? Agent, agent. And then I finally got through. And then I said, I hate AI. Get rid of it. It does no purpose. Like, I want to go up to a resort up in Lake Michigan, which I did last year. But I want to know, is the pool and hot tub under construction, or is it fine? That's what I want to know. And if you ask AI, it doesn't have that answer in its database. So I have to call and talk to the front desk and say, is your pool open? And they say, yeah, okay. Otherwise, I'm not going to stay there if the pool is under construction. And that's really the point. And that's the problem with AI. It doesn't really serve a purpose, but it's apparently very expensive. So these big companies are going over budget and they're charging a lot for the AI. And it apparently doesn't work and apparently is very expensive. Do you need it? See, this is like analytics in baseball. Do you need analytics? Does it help you that, a lefty's coming up, I better bat a righty? Or, if you go through the lineup 3 times, the pitcher's not as strong, or he gets tired after 100 pitches, or all this other bullshit. Well, it's all independent. What pitcher are you talking about? And this is the problem. Nobody's asking, does it do anything? They're just saying, oh, good, I get to fire all my employees and I'll have computers do all the work. And they won't need sick time and they won't take vacations and they won't go on breaks and they won't take lunch hours. Really? Are you sure? Are you sure that AI won't need maintenance? Who's going to maintain it? Who's going to read the data? So you give it to the VP. He doesn't even know if the data is correct. I better hire somebody to check the AI to make sure my general ledger balance is good and my budget total versus actual with explanations. Oh, AI can't do that. Oh, I guess I fired the wrong person because I still need AI read. And this is what the problem is. So it's apparently very expensive. I think it'll be a total joke, and I don't think it's going to survive. Once people see how expensive it is and it really doesn't do anything, they're just all caught up in the hype. Oh, it's AI. I can fire all my employees and you won't have any customers either. All right. Let's get into baseball. Now, see, I adjusted the show based on Pat, who's not really a sports guy. He's more of a gold guy in Singapore. So we should have lost with Sanchez, but we got the win yesterday. We did lose with Schittler. I was surprised Schittler lost to Boston. Boston sucks. But that's when you have a bad day. I go 2-4, but I hit both free games. The 49ers over 8 and Philly. One was 2 units, one was 3. Those are my winners. I lose on Pitt over. I lose on Detroit, which I know better. I lose on the Cubbies over 8, which I was shocked. They just played 3 over games with the Mets. And the Yankees with Schittler. So, very surprising. 2-4 minus 4 units. Okay, so today we got 6:40 games, so we got time. We got Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh minus 1. Our boys pitching 179 and 7.5. Abbott against Scanes. Now we have one problem. Scanes has lost. What's he lost? He's lost 7 games in a row. Well, Pittsburgh's lost 7 times in a row when he's pitched. He hasn't necessarily lost, but the result of the game is a loss. What the fuck do we do? We know better. We got to bet against Scanes theoretically. Abbott. Let's see. Abbott's last 6. 5 innings, 2 runs, 6 innings, 3 runs, 6 innings, 3 runs, 6 innings, 3 runs. 5 innings, 1 run, 5 innings, 1 run. And one of them was the Yankees. What do we do here? He beat Philly 9-4. He's lost to the Mets, beats the Yankees, didn't play the Dodgers. So the last two were one-run games, and again, nothing more than 3 runs. Pittsburgh hits pretty good. Our boy Scainsey, 2.86 ERA. What the fuck's going on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lost 7 in a row. Oh, it's like a Twilight Zone episode. How can Scaines lose 7 games in a row? Well, let's go through his stats. Last 6 games: 5 innings, 4 runs; 5 innings, 3 runs; 4 innings, 3 runs; 6 innings, 2 runs; 6 innings, 2 runs; 6 innings, 2 runs. His last 5 games, he's thrown 103, 109, 103, 104, and 104. And he can't go past 6 innings. He did have an 8-inning game, 98 pitches against Colorado in May. That's been his best performance. So he generally goes over 100 pitches, which is good. He's gone up to 109, and they lost to Houston 11-9. God, it just doesn't make sense. The totals are usually 7.5, and the last 3 were 2-1, 4-2, 12-3, 11-9, 7-2. So he does have, but Pittsburgh does score. How can he not win? What do we do here? I really do not like going under with the Pitt offense. He's lost 7 in a row. Now I know as soon as I don't play him, he'll win. So maybe I shouldn't play him to get the win. This is very frustrating. I'm all set. Here's your free pick. Takes Gaines, but he's lost 7 in a row against the Cincinnati team. He's 179 favorite, 164. Very, very frustrating. Did Pitt play Cincinnati yesterday? No. Okay. So the last 3 games were in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh won 9-1, 17-7, 1-0. Pitt's won the last 5, all in 2026, to Cincinnati. 8-3, 8-3 in Cincy, 9-1, 17-7, and 1-0 in Pitt. So we have that going for us. So head-to-head that. So I can't give you this. I can't give you Scaines as the free. This would automatically be a lock. I can't do it. I can't go against my streak. That's my religion. If black's hitting, you play black. You can't play red. So I can't really take Cincinnati here. I can maybe go under, but I can't with Pittsburgh's batting. Now the only solve is that Pittsburgh's beaten them the last 5, 6 times in a row. I think it was the last 5. So there's the other streak. All right, Detroit at Houston at Detroit. Detroit 108.9. Spaghetti for Houston 313. Arrighetti and Montero 365 for Detroit. Arrighetti let us down last time. He had won 5 in a row and now lost his last 2. His last 6. 5 innings shutout, 6 innings 1 run. 4 innings, 4 runs, 6 innings, 3 runs, 6 innings, 4 runs, 6 innings, 6 runs. He's falling apart. His last 4 have been 4-3, 4-6. Yeah, he's not the ace here. Let's see Montero. But again, can we even bet Detroit? Can we maybe go over? Well, Detroit can't hit. So again, Detroit's one of these teams in limbo. This guy, Montero, he's lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's 2-7 his last 9. So not looking to bet him. His last 6. 5 innings, 4 runs, 6 innings shutout, 5 innings, 4 runs, 6 innings shutout, 1 inning, 2 runs, 7 innings, 3 runs. So he's been pretty bad the last 3 out of his last 4. Can we get to 9? Arrigetti's given up 4 or 5 runs in 5 innings. The last 4 games, Detroit should hit them. They should have hit yesterday. They didn't hit. I'm gonna have to pass on this game. I don't really, I'm not I don't like it. I'm tired of losing with aces like Arrighetti here, and then he gives up 6 runs a game. You're like, maybe he's not the ace. That's why you look at the last 5, 6 games and you go, if you just looked at his ERA of 3, you'd go, oh. But when you look at his last 4 and he's 4, 4, 4, and 6, you're going, nah, his ERA is much higher than 3. All right, Washington, Baltimore. Baltimore won is 132-9. El Alvarez 281 against Rogers for Baltimore 530. Again, Washington had a 5-0 lead on Philly and lost 10-5 in 9 innings. Let's see, Alvarez, nothing there. His last 6. Now Alvarez is like no, he's a starter. 3 innings, 3 runs, 4 innings, 1 run, 4 innings, 2 runs, 4 innings, 1 run, 4 innings, 1 run. He's pitched 90, 82, 74, a 68, and a 58. So he gives up runs and he only goes 4 innings. So this is kind of a bullpen game against Rogers for Baltimore. And nothing there. Well, he lost 6 in a row. 1, lost 2 more. So he's 2-8. His last 10. Although somehow he beat the Dodgers 3-2. A 7. So if we look at his last 6, this is amazing. 4 innings, 4 runs, 6 innings, 4 runs, 5 innings, 1 run, 5 innings, 3 runs, 6 innings, 2 runs, and then 7 inning, a 1-hit shutout to the Dodgers. Can somebody explain this to me? Because how do you shut out the Dodgers on 1 hit in 7 innings? It's the most he pitched all year, 96 pitches, and yet he loses to San Diego, Seattle, Toronto, Detroit, Tampa, the Yankees, Boston, 17-1 to Boston. What are you kidding me here? Alvarez, a 4-inning guy. I don't know. My guess is over in the game, but Rogers can throw this 1-hit shutout like he did on the Dodgers here, and you're over fucked. Or he could give up 4, 6, 7 runs like he's done many times, and your over is good. So, again, these games are getting tougher. Texas 107, 8.5. Evaldi against Corbin, both 4 ERAs would make me think this is an over. His last 6, 7 innings, 3 runs, 7 innings, 5 runs, 6 innings, 4 runs, 5 innings, 4 runs, 7 innings, 3, 6 innings, 3. So Evaldi, you can count on 3 runs at least through 6 innings. Patrick Corbin for Toronto. Let's see. Yeah, this guy's a starter. Wow, this guy sucks. 6 innings, 1 run, 5 innings, 1 run, 5 innings, 4 runs, 3 innings, 5 runs, 3 innings, 2 runs, 3 innings, 3 runs, 3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 101 pitches in 3 innings. Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. All right, so let's take this. Well, we'll circle it. This could be a free pick, but we'll see. Not necessarily, but we have to look at the board first. I have a feeling Mizorowski, we haven't seen him this week, is probably due to start. Seattle at Cleveland. Seattle, I think, was on the East Coast already. Seattle 105, 7.5. We got Castillo 519 against Cantillo 405. This guy's lost his last three, Castillo. So I'm looking at the Seattle pitcher. Lost his last three, his last six. 2 innings, 2 runs, 4 innings shutout, 5 innings, 2 runs, 5 innings, 1 run, 5 innings, 5 runs, 4 innings, 5 runs. So he's basically a pig. And Cantillo. So his 5.19 ERA is pretty accurate. Cantillo. This is for whoever they're playing. This is Cleveland. Now, Cleveland normally has a pretty good bullpen. His last six, 5 innings shutout, 2 innings, 4 runs, 4 innings, 4 runs, 5 innings, 7 runs. And his last two, 5 innings, 1 run, 8 innings, 1 run to Houston. So he beat Detroit and Houston, giving up 1 run in 5 innings, and then an 8-inning 1-runner against Houston. So which Cantillo are you going to get? Total on the game, 7.5. I think not sure which way to go there. The Yanks in Boston. What happened? You beat Schittler. How the hell did you beat Steve Schittler? So the Yankees minus 110 and 9. Not a high scoring game yesterday. Will Warren 346 against Tolley with a 309. Will Warren. I know I got something on Will Warren. He's 9-1. Will Warren. One, two, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, 7-1, 8-1, 8-2. He's now 8. He lost his last time out. He lost to the Reds 10-2. Last six, 5 innings, 3 runs, 6 innings, 2 runs, 6 innings, 3 runs, 4 innings, 3 runs, 4 innings, 2 runs, 5 innings, 6 runs. So he gives up runs. Boston with Tolley. He's lost 5 out of his last 6. 6 innings, 3 runs, 4 innings, 2 runs, 6 innings shutout, 6 innings, 4, 5 innings, 3, 6 innings, 3. Mm-hmm. Who won yesterday? Let me check that out. 6-3 Boston. They put up 6 runs on Schittler. Jesus Christ. You know, they both are giving up runs lately. We'll see, but I don't like that Boston beat Schittler. That scares me. You beat the A's. You're hitting the ball pretty well. But Boston's all over the place. They get shut out, and then they score 10 runs, and you don't know what team. Here we go. All right, here's your free play. It'll be Philadelphia again. We got Zach Wheeler with his 2.12 ERA against TBD for the Mets. The Phillies are 154 and 8.5. Zach Wheeler, dominated pitcher. What a great pitching staff. You got Sanchez, you got Wheeler, you got Aaron Nola. Well, Wheeler had won 5 in a row, and then he lost one, won. So he's won quite a bit. Last 6 innings shutout, 6 innings, 4 runs, 7 innings, 2, 6 innings, 1, 6 innings shutout, and 5 innings, 2. That was our lock last week, beating the Mets. I think that was Sunday night. And here we've got his loss. He gave up 4 runs to the Dodgers, 4-2. Okay, we'll forgive him for that. And we got the Mets with the TBD. So free play, locked, Philadelphia, 3 units. Bon appetit. Arizona, Tampa Bay, Zach Gallen, not Zach Wheeler. Zach Gallen stinks, 615. Nick Martinez, pretty good, 273. What was this? Tampa, 134, 8.5. I thought I saw Arizona favorite. I said, what? Zach Gallen, just terrible. Last 6, 5 innings, 3 runs, 5 innings, 5 runs, 5 innings, 5 runs, 5 innings, 4 runs, 6 innings, 3, 4 innings, 9. He'll give up plenty of runs. Nick Martinez is the question. Nick let us down last game. No, actually he did. He beat Washington 4-3. Last 6 innings, 1 run, 7 innings, 2, 4 innings, 6, 7 innings, 3, 5 innings, 3, 6 innings, 3. The 6 runs came against Detroit of all teams. They lost to the Dodgers 4-3, but he only gave up 3 runs. That must have been the game we lost on him. Arizona, Gallen stinks. Okay. Kansas City against the White Sox. We have Kolak, who's pretty good, against Sandin, who's, I don't know if he's real or not. The White Sox, this makes no sense. The White Sox are minus 129, 8.5. Kolak with the 4.15 goes against Sandin with an 8.1 ERA. How are the White Sox favored with an 8.1 ERA? All right, Kolak, very good pitcher. Where's his game logs? Hello. All right, there they are. 6, 9 innings shutout, 5 innings, 6 runs, 7 innings, 2 runs, 5 innings, 2 runs, 7 innings, 0, and 1 2/3, 9 runs, 49 pitches, 3 home runs. In an inning and a third, he gives up 49 pitches and nine runs. Why are they leaving him in there? I'd be pissed after the first home run, but 3 home runs he gives up. Otherwise, he's 7 innings shutout of Houston, and he had a 9 innings shutout against Seattle. He loses to Texas. He gave up 6 runs. So it's all or nothing with Kolak. So he's not as good as we think. But who's this Sandlin? And I get nothing. I get no webpage was found for Sandlin. So the guy's got an 8, and I can't read his statistics. So I think there's only one way to play this. Okay. Here's our boy. All right, another free play. Take Milwaukee. 3 units. We have got him. I thought we'd see him today. The Milwaukee 248-7 against the Cubs. Colin Ray 4.94 ERA against Mizorowski 145. You ain't hitting Mizorowski. This just took it. Yeah, Ray's lost his last 4. Gave up 3 runs, 2 runs, 2 runs, 7, 4, and a 5-inning shutout. All right, take Milwaukee. So you got Milwaukee and Philadelphia. You got Zach Wheeler, who's like a 2 ERA, and Mizrahi. Now, we did the same thing yesterday. We had Schittler, and we had the Phillies ace, Sanchez. What can I say? You've got to go with the cream. It might lose. It's baseball. He might, give up a couple of home runs against the Cubbies. I mean, that's the point. You don't know. However, what we do know is we know how good Mizorowski is and Zach Wheeler, and we assume we're going to get the 145 Mizorowski. We assume it's going to be 6-0 Milwaukee. Now, what the reality is, I don't know, but the assumption of the play is Mizorowski dominates as he normally does, best pitcher in the league, and he's 1.45 ERA. That he will get. You're going to beat him 6-0. Will it happen? I don't know, but Colin Ray, I'm not betting the under on. If it was Zach Wheeler against Mizorowski, this would be an under, or like we did with the Atlanta guy. That we bet under, we won. So that's all we can do. But when you see a Mizorowski, you take advantage. See, we win money on Joe Montana. We don't bet against him. It's either Mizorowski or you play the game under, and that's it. But you can't bet against him. You're out of your mind. You assume what you'll get. Colorado, Minnesota. Minnesota's 166-9. Sugano 4.33. He sucks. And Bradley 4.14 for Minnesota. I got a note on Sugano. Bad high ERA for Colorado. He didn't have a streak, but he's bad, and he's got a 4.33. Let's take a look. He's 36 from Mr. Fuji's hometown of Kanagawa, Japan. I think they teach how to throw the salt in the eyes. I think that's the city. Sugano's won 6 out of his last 7. High ERA. So he might have a high ERA, but he's getting the W's. Let's go last 6. 6 innings, 2 runs, 4 innings, 3 runs, 5 innings, 2 runs, 5 innings, 3 runs, 5 innings, 8 runs, 6 innings, 1 run. So there was a game he gave up 4 runs and 5 runs, which is probably where I came up with the high ERA. But lately it's been 2-2-3, 2-3, an 8 and a 1, and the 8 was against Oakland. Oakland beat him 23-9. That's why I like betting Oakland over, Pittsburgh over normally. Some of these teams really hit. White Sox are an over. So that's what we got. So he's really he turned it around, which doesn't show. The 4.33 ERA is bullshit. He had 1 bad game and 5 or 6 good ones. So from immediately going, I'm going to go over to, oh, wait a minute, we'll see. Now let's look at Todd Bradley from LA, a Hulk Hogan guy. Win some, lose some. His last 6. 5 innings, 1 run, 4 innings, 4 runs, 4 innings, 4 runs, 4 innings, 5 runs, 6 innings, 4 runs, 5 innings, 2 runs. So this guy gives up a lot of runs, and he only goes 4 innings, 104 pitches, 6 innings, 101. So this guy is not good. Gives up a lot of runs. Sugano, who this would have been an automatic over reading the notes, but going inside, I'm going with Sugano. Might not be. So I think I know how to play it. Miami against St. Louis. Oh, here's another one. Holy Christ. We got Mike Meyer for Miami. Their ace against McGreevy for St. Louis. I thought he pitched yesterday. McGreevy, 107. Okay, that's about as far as I need to look at it. McGreevy 107-8, Mike Meyer 2.80 ERA, and McGreevy 3.36 ERA. So Max Meyer, we know, is a stud. He's won his last 4. He's won his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's 9-1 his last 10. My kind of guy. Hard to go against Meyer. His only losses to the Mets. It wasn't even his loss. They lost 9, 7, and 10 innings. He's long gone. His last 6, 7. Well, let's go his last 7. 6 innings shutout, 7 innings shutout, 6 innings, 6 runs, 7 innings, 1 run, 5 innings, 2 runs, 6 innings, 1 run, 5 innings, 2 runs. So he had 1 hiccup. 2, 4, 6, where he didn't give up 2 runs. Goes 106, 105 pitches, when necessarily Michael McGreevy from California. And he's lost 5 out. Okay, this is 3 unit. McGreevy last 6. 5 innings, 3 runs, 4 innings, 5 runs, 6 innings, 2 runs, 6 innings, 2 runs, 6 innings, 2 runs, 5 innings, 5 runs. Miami should hit this guy. All right. So we got all the studs going. We got Skanes, we got Mizorowski, we got Zach Wheeler, we got Meyer. See, one day we can't find a pitcher. Today we got 15 pitchers. What a happy day we're going to have. Oakland against California, and we got their stud, Jin, for Oakland. We got Oakland's a 122, 8.5 favorite. Jin 3.0, Urena, who's good, also 249. I hate betting Oakland under, though, but it looks like an under play. Jin hasn't ginned in a while. Last 6, 2 innings, 2 runs, 6 innings, 1 run, 6 innings, 1 run, 5 innings, 5 runs, 6 innings, 1 run, 5 innings, 4 runs. So which Jin, he gave up 5 to Milwaukee and 4 to California. He only gave up 1 run to Pitt, so pretty good against California. Urena, Walbart Urena from the Dominican Republic. Kind of name's Walbart. Win some, lose some. His last 6, 5 innings, 1 run, 6 innings, 1 run, 6 innings, 3 runs, 5 innings shutout, 7 innings, 4 runs, 5 innings shutout. So he's had 2 kind of bad games, and then he's had 2 shutouts and 2 1-run games and another shutout and a 2 and 2 more 1-run games. So he's really had 2 bad games. 4 runs against Arizona and 3 against Colorado. It's amazing, those, and then the teams that they give up 4 or 5 runs to, it's like, huh? So Urena, pretty good. Jin can be Jin. That's a tough game here. I'm going to probably watch it. I don't know who to take here. Again, Jin had that 1 no-hitter, but then after that, he's really not been all that. Pretty much 1s and 2s with the 5 and a 4. All right. The Dodgers in San Diego. We got the Dodgers 138, 7.5 at San Diego, which it matters because the ballparks are different, right? Sasaki 4.76 for the Dodgers, and Ferris Bueller down to a 4. He was a 5, so he's pitching well to be down to a 4 ERA. Total 7.5 in the game. Sasaki, he's one of the Fuji guys. He's from Ryuzentakata, Japan. Can't they just name their cities Detroit, Novi, Boston? Let's look at it. We got last 6, 7 innings, 1 run, 5 innings, 3 runs, 5 innings, 1 run, 7 innings shutout, 4 innings, 7 runs, 5 innings, 3 runs. So lately he's, a 7 run and a 3 run. Before that, it was a shutout and a 1. So he gave up 7 runs to the White Sox, and he gave up 1 run to the Phillies. So a couple of 3-run games in that 7-run game. Ferris from Kentucky. I didn't know the Buellers are from Kentucky. He's won his last 3. His last 6. 5 innings, 3 runs, 5 innings, 2 runs, 6 innings, 1 run, 4 innings, 1 run, 5 innings, 1 run, 5 innings, 1 run. So he's been on fire, Ferris Bueller, the last 5 games. His ERA is down in the 1s. That's 4. Okay. That's good. And our last game, we got Atlanta at the 49ers. I think Deion Sanders is playing for Atlanta. Atlanta minus 116, 8.5. We got Lopez 3.86 against Tim McDonald, the safety for the Niners with the 5 ERA. Ronaldo Lopez from the Dominican Republic, and he's lost 5 out of his last 6. And he is a bullpen guy. A lot of 1 innings, 3 innings. Yeah, so this is a bullpen guy against Tim McDonald. Trevor McDonald from Mobile. He's an Alabama guy, and he's playing baseball, not football. I doubt he can come home. He's a baseball player. He's lost 5 out of his last 6. The difference is he's actually a starter. So 3 innings, 7 runs, 6 innings, 3 runs, 5 innings, 3 runs, 5 innings, 1 run, 3 innings, 4, and 5. This guy stinks. But Lopez is a reliever. Okay, I know what to do. So your free picks: Mizorowski, 3 units. Zach Wheeler, Philadelphia, 3 units. Those are your free plays. Now, I did win my free plays yesterday, so I should just give a bunch of free plays so I can have a perfect day. Scanes, I think I have made a decision on him. Max Meyer, I made a decision on him. Ferris Bueller has been pitching very well for San Diego. The Yankees, I don't know what I always have this. If you beat the ace, it's hard to bet. It's hard to bet the team. You beat Steve Schittler, it's hard to bet on Warren. Boston beat. It's a big emotional. So with that, I just think that Boston will see the ball better and hit the ball better, which will give them a better opportunity to win. Although I do like Warren. Warren is 8-2 his last 10. So I respect Warren there. But that's what I'm eyeing. So again, I'm going ace. We went ace yesterday. Somehow won the Philadelphia bet. I have no idea. We're down 5-0 in the 6th inning, and we win 10-5. I mean, 5-run ninth. These managers go to their bullpen way too much. It's ridiculous. And they don't play the odds. That's the part that's very confusing. If you're going to use analytics, then use analytics. All right, real quick, gold, getting to 4,100. Once it breaks that, let's get back to 43, 4,400, and hopefully it lasts. 59.40 in silver. So silver needs, it was 88. And I was saying to my buddy, oh, now we're going to get back to 100, back to 110. Again, its real value is 1,000. Gold's real value is at least 10,000. Anytime they cut it down, if we think about it logically, you have a very limited product with great demand. Why would the price ever go down? Here's Pat telling us about Singapore, right? 500 places to buy gold, huge demand, buying it online, and yet they have, why would the price go down when you have high demand? It wouldn't, right? So the price only goes down when there's no demand. So I show you my, I'll show you my coffee mug. So this is a Jack Nicklaus course, It's $20. But if it sat on the shelf and nobody wanted it, it would be $10, $5. It'd be, they wouldn't carry it anymore. That's why you discontinue. There's no demand. So why would the price go down if there's demand for I want the mug, and there's demand for it? Why would the price go down? It wouldn't. It would go up. Right? Look at the steaks, right? The New York strip, $20. Well, wait, you must have demand for it to mark it up to $20. So when you see gold go down, did they find a new gold mine? No. Did the demand go down? Nobody wants gold. No. The demand is sky high and the supply is there's no more. Why would the price go down? It wouldn't. And that's why I say 10,000 at least, and that's conservative because the 4,000 isn't accurate. This $4,000 price is not accurate. It's not even close to reality. It's the COMEX paper bullshit made off price, but it's not the real price. And that's the problem. So why would it have went from 5,000 to 4,000? Did the demand go down? No. So what the fuck's going on? And that's the point. Because it hasn't gone down, because the demand hasn't gone down and the supply hasn't gone up, the price should just keep going and going until nobody wants to buy it anymore. And that'll be 30, 40,000. So that's why I say it's a much higher price than what we're seeing. And that's why this 4,000 is a joke. And the demand for silver is huge. And yet it went from 88 to 52 or 50, no, 57, 56. Now we're back to 59. And we're like, okay, dudes, this should be an $80 item. So that's the point. And see, we live in the physical world. In the physical world, the price hasn't gone down. Gold's still 10,000, silver's still 1,000. That hasn't changed. But because they're coating it with paper, we don't really know. Those are hidden. It's like pull the curtain back and you see the wizard, and the wizard's got gold at 10,000, but you don't see it because the curtain's there. So that's where we're at with it. It's unfortunate, but that's the problem. So we've discovered the phony bullshit. So in analytics, the managers are like only looking at half of the equation. Oh, if the guy goes through the lineup 3 times, he's not as effective. So I better take him out before the 3rd time through the lineup. What are you on drugs? What are you talking about? Well, that's what the analytics say. Oh, to your pitcher. Really? And this happened with Nolan Ryan and Koufax and Gibson and Tom Seaver and Jack Morris and those that it happened with them. Really? They seem to complete games without a problem. So that's what you have. It's just, it's just unrealistic that they're looking at that to pull their guy, but then you're putting in a guy with a 6 ERA in the 9th inning and losing games, like Washington Philly yesterday. Washington's reliever in the bottom of the 9th or top of the 9th was with the 6 ERA. Oh, he gave up 5 runs and they lost. So, I mean, that doesn't work. So they're not looking at both things. Why would you put a reliever? Why would a reliever with a 6 ERA be on your team? You at most, if you have a better pitcher in the 8th inning, why would you take him out for the 9th? Well, analytics say they can only pitch 1 inning. What are you on drugs? They can pitch 2, 3, and a good reliever can go more than an inning. Don't tell me he can only go 1. If you say, look, Charlie, we need you for the 8th and the 9th, I'm sure he'd pitch the 8th and the 9th. I don't buy that these pitchers can only go 1 inning. I think that's horseshit. I know I pitched. I know I played, not major league, but I played Pony Colt. I had no problem. I never got tired. Well, take me out of the game. If I ever got pitch hit, which I never did, I'd be really pissed. I'd probably walk off the team if I got pitch hit. I'm too smart to play most things, right? So that's what you have. So they're not reading the whole thing. It's like going for it on 4th and 2 in pro football or college football. They go for it because analytics says that it's the proper thing to win the game. You got to go for it. But when they don't make it, it's a turnover. It's a fumble. And then you lose the game more times than not. If you would have just punted, you probably win the game 99 out of 100. If you punt them back inside their 5 and make them and get a turnover or get good field position at the 50 after the punt, And you probably win more games doing that than you do going for it on 4th and 2. But it doesn't tell you that. The analytics only say, oh, yeah, you should go for it. What do I care? I won't lose my job. I'm analytics. That's why all these coaches are gone from football. It's the same thing that's happened in basketball with the 3-point shot. Finally, the Knicks won by driving the basket and getting in the lane. And you'll see a lot more of that. You'll see, because Steph Curry could shoot 3 points, it got over evaluated. Oh, we'll just get like everybody can shoot 3-point shots the way Steph Curry can. Yeah, really? What drugs are you guys on? So it's the same thing here. You can't replace a Mizorowski, a Scanes, Zach Wheeler today, the Meyer for Miami. You can't replace these guys. Nobody's as good as Mizorowski on Milwaukee. Harrison's close. Harrison's really good ERA also. He's in the 2s. But you can't replace Mizorowski with the bullpen guy. Mizorowski needs to go 9 innings, especially when he's waving you off saying, fuck off, I've got this. He needs to keep going. So that's where I'm at. That's not reality there. So the managers are idiots, and they lose games they should win. It's just very stupid. So analytics, it's like AI. AI will not work. And I don't know what they're charging, but they're charging a lot of money to these. Let me see if I can see which video that was on. No, I don't know which one it is. It might have been this one, but I don't know. I'll have to rewatch it and I'll get back to you. And real quick, we'll watch Connor against McEnroe, just a highlight. You'll laugh at this.
Not smiling anymore. I think that as much as anything, while he complains about the line call, he's just climbed over the net. While he complains about the line call, McEnroe. That's right. Now all of the officials are around. I think what he's really complaining about is the delay that McEnroe had exercised a moment ago.
I love it. He reminds me of Phil Hellmuth, Connors. If you understand Phil Hellmuth, he's not a good poker player. That's why he talks a lot, and he tries to get you thinking about him and not your cards. When you got these talkers, they're trying to get you from concentrating on your game. So if I'm at a poker table and some guy's talking, I can't focus on my game. And I want to be in focus. I want to be concentrating on how to play my game, what's going on. That's why Hellmuth talks. He's a very weak player with a very weak personality, and he talks to get you off your game. So you are more concerned with him than you are about how to play poker against him. That's what he is. That's what Connors was doing there. He was trying to get McEnroe off his game by talking at him and getting McEnroe involved. Instead of McEnroe was smart, he kind of stayed back and just thought about his game, not Connors. But that's what some of these players try to use is their voice. Where else was that? Larry Bird did that. Larry Bird would talk trash the whole game, and he'd say, I'm going to do this play and that play, and I'm going to go curl around here. Like, you hear all these stories where he actually said, I'm going to go here, go there, go into the corner, and make my shot against you. And now you're thinking about it. Instead of playing your game, you're now thinking about Larry Bird and not your game. And that's what these guys try to do to you. It's psychological. I don't know if Jordan did the same thing. Bill Lambert was great at it, and Rodman. Lambert would just hit you and get you off your game. So you're thinking about Lambert, not about your game. And Lambert would say it. Oh, we've already won. They're worried about me instead of playing. So you get these guys like that. They're doing it on purpose as their defense of. Let's face it, Lambert wasn't that good. He could shoot pretty well, but basically he was just what do you call him? The enforcer out on the floor. That's all he was. Pick and rolls, but he could shoot. He was there for Isaiah and the rebounds, and he'd take Larry Bird down. It was to get Boston from out of their game, thinking about him. So that's what these guys do with the psychological ploys, is they're trying to get you off your game and thinking about that instead of your game. So always remember, if you're facing a talkative guy at poker or something, get up and leave, or just don't let him in your head. But that's what they're trying to do, is get in your head so you're not thinking about basketball or poker or football, whatever it is. Anyway, I thought I saw that, but I don't know. One of these, they were talking about AI. Here's one for Pat. NATO preparing for war. Who knows what they're bringing in military? Yeah, but are they really going to go to war? Russia's going to have to nuke, but not a big nuke, not the mushroom cloud. They have smaller nukes. Like if you ever watch 24, they nuked a city, right? So it was a little 10-mile nuke type of thing. So I'm sure that's what Russia will do. They don't even need nukes. They have ballistic missiles. But Russia doesn't want a full-scale war against the U.S. That's why they're not attacking. And they're waiting for regime changes in these other ones. But as far as Russia regime change, that's not going to happen. Putin's got it. He's pretty self-insulated, where he's going against the regime. You're not regime changing me the way he has it. So that's not going to happen. Gold and silver. So we're got gold back to 4,100, getting off that 39. Because if it would have went down to 35, we would have been lost. So I'm glad at 39 it did pop back to 40, and now 4,100. And that's it. So think about it. If you have 100 ounces of gold, every time it goes up $100, you make 10 grand. That's your job. What a great job to have, right? And it's going to go up. Now, I don't know what's going on July 4th with this Liberty Bell gold for 20,000. I would highly recommend, if you want to buy that, go buy 5 ounces of gold for 20,000 and not this one Liberty Bell at 20,000. That's ridiculous. How are they getting the 20,000? Well, the only way you get, why is the Montana rookie card 110,000? Let's go into that. Okay, so why is this Mantle card, PSA 4 rookie card, 279,000? Because the market said so. That's what this guy's trying to get. I don't know if he's getting it. This isn't the sold, but that's what he thinks he can get, right? 207. Here's a Jim Brown second-year card, 15,000. And I have that card. I don't know if it's a 9, but it's in really good condition. Anyway, where are these prices coming from? The market. So you put it out there. What will the market pay for it? Well, you don't have a market price on this Liberty gold. Where are you getting 20,000 from? It hasn't even come out yet. That can't be the price. Will you see it on eBay for 20? You might. Will it sell? I doubt it. I would not waste your time paying 20 grand on a 1 ounce gold when you can get a 1 ounce eagle for 4,100, and you can buy 5 of them. It's like here, I bought this gold chain when I graduated in 95 for my master's. This is my master's program. Gold was $250 an ounce. This cost me $550. This is 1 ounce of gold, 18 karat. Had I bought 2 Eagles at $250 each for the same 500, they'd be worth 8,200 now, and this is worth 75%. So at 4,000, this is worth just over 3,000 now. But had I bought 2 gold coins, 1 ouncers at $250 each would have been 500. They'd be worth 8,000. That's my point. You'd be much better buying 4 gold ounces, 5 gold ounces at 20,000 than one, this Liberty at 20,000, because we don't know what we don't know what the market is for it. We don't know how limited it is. And even if it's limited, we still aren't, we're buying gold for gold. We're not really buying like, a PSA 10 mantle card, right? That's very limited. I have that 1 of 1 Iserman. That's very limited. That's a whole different story. But this is different. This is we don't know where the 20,000 is coming from. There's no market for it. So we don't know what the real price is. Could be 50,000. But we don't know until there's a market, until it's on being bought and sold at eBay or at Sotheby's or one of these auction places. I like to sell it, and the guy gives you $50,000. Now we got a market. But before that, we don't have a market, and I don't know why anybody would pay more than the 4,100 for 1 ounce of gold. Why would you pay 20,000 for it? Why would you pay 1,500 for an ounce of silver when silver is $60 an ounce? You could buy quite a few. Let's say 60 divided by 1,600. I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but you could buy probably 100 ounces of silver for that price. So again, avoid these coins. That's ridiculous. Do not get caught up in it. We are not buying collectibles here. We are buying the real McCoy, the physical gold and silver. That's what you want to buy. So understand that logic, right? That's what we're buying, is physical gold and silver. We're not looking at graded. We're not buying it for the other. We are buying it just for the physical. And that's it. So keep an eye on that. Anyway, but that's why you use eBay, because it gives you the market, right? There's a market for PSA 4 Mantle Rookie, 280,000. Or roughly, maybe 250, because this hasn't sold. This is 13-day, and I've seen it, and it rolls around, but it hasn't been sold. Now, part of the problem is people don't have the money they had, where you had no worries. Oh, I got a job, and now you're worried about your job. AI is going to take it. The money's worthless. The inflation, which means the money being printed and having no value, is worthless. So everything costs more because it takes more dollars to buy things, only if the market will accept it. As I keep saying, nobody wants a $20 steak. Nobody's paying $35,000 for a Camry or $45,000 for a slab of ribs. Not going to happen. So keep that in mind. That's the whole point of it. So with that said, don't be stupid. So we'll see what happens. I mean, are they going to make gold $20,000 July 4th? It could. I mean, it's as easy as letting the options go, right? Okay, everybody put options and then watch the price go to 20,000. It could happen, but we need to get to a physical price of gold and silver, not the paper price. And anybody selling physical gold does not affect this COMEX price. COMEX price is strictly based on COMEX being, it's strictly based on COMEX paper options and derivatives. So keep that in mind. Anyway, any other questions, comments? So I gave you 2 free picks I gave you Philadelphia with Zach Wheeler going, and Milwaukee with Mizorowski going. I almost gave you another one, and I waited to see the board, and I saw Mizorowski, so I didn't play the other one. And there's about four. I got four really good ones, and Skanes, I don't know. Pittsburgh does dominate the team they're playing, which I don't remember. Or Cincinnati. They're like 8-1 against Cincinnati. On that standpoint, they win the game. And Skanes has lost 7 in a row. So it's hard to bet Skanes when he's lost 7 in a row until he starts winning. It's hard to imagine. He's giving up 2 runs a game. He pitches 105 pitches and 6 to get to 6 innings. So it's really crazy. But hopefully they'll figure out something, and Cincinnati won't. It seems like these guys give up a big first inning. Like yesterday, Sanchez gave up 4 runs in the first inning. You're like, how the fuck he shouldn't give up 4 runs for the game? So it seems like getting through the first inning is a little bit a problem. Maybe it's whatchamacallit, from 8 men out. The big fat guy, like if the fix is in, hit the first batter. Maybe that's what happened to Sanchez yesterday. The fix was in, and he gave up 4 runs in the first, and they still won. They still won 9-5, 10-5. Arnold Rothstein. So maybe we'll see if they hit the first batter if the fix is in. So we don't know what's going on. The expectation is Mizorowski will win every game he pitches because nobody can fucking hit him. And the same thing, Zach Wheeler's pitching well. Sanchez, I can't believe he gave up 5 runs in first inning. Max Meyer's good. Texas. Cleveland plays it. The Yankees lost with Schittler yesterday. I mean, what was that? He gave up like 5 runs in the first inning or 2. I mean, it makes no sense. These pitchers are too good to give up to these hitters 5 runs in any inning because the hitters are all minor leaguers. So we'll see. I do hope Skanes wins so we can start betting him again. It's really frustrating as good as he is, but it just shows you everybody goes through streaks. We know he's good, but there's something maybe bothering him. Look at Skubal. He lost again. He gave up, what did he give up? 3 or 4? He gave up 4 runs in 4 or 5 innings, 3 home runs. That I avoided. I did not play Skubal, and I normally play the under, but I didn't even play, but I can't trust Skubal. I don't think he's ready. He's, according to what they said on the radio, he's basically – looks like he got really tired at the end. In the 5th inning, he was all tired, or 4th inning. So he's not ready. He's not in shape. He's just there to get signed. If I were the Tigers, I wouldn't even trade him. I would let him go. I would take the $30 million and just go buy free agents is what I would do. Because you're not going to get a trade because everybody knows you're just trying to get rid of him. What kind of trade do you think you're going to get? Oh, well, the Dodgers will buy him, or Philly, or the Yankees, or the Mets, or Boston. Maybe. But I think they know he's done. He's toast. His ERA's over 3. Cy Youngs were because there was nobody else there. He's not better than Skanes, Mizorowski, Zach Wheeler, Meyer from Miami, Sanchez from Philly. He ain't nowhere near those guys. It's only because he was in the American League. But this year, he's not. If he was in the National League, he wouldn't be in the top 10 in Cy Young voting because he doesn't even have an ERA in the 2s. Anyway, that's about it. So gold close to 4,100. At least it got out of the 39s back into the 41s. Next week, July 4th is a Saturday. So next week's the end of the month and we go back. So we'll see what happens there. And that's about it. So good luck, everybody. Have a great day. Nice sunny day here. And, I'm hoping it sounds real, this 20,000 gold in December on the put options. The put is a real option. It's a real bet he said there's millions of dollars on this option, and he believes it's smart money. This Ed Steer guy. All we can do is go what, and those our options are in. They have been bet for December for these $20,000 options. So they're assuming to do the option, to cash in on the option, gold has to hit 20,000. And there's millions and millions of dollars bet that gold will hit 20,000. So somebody knows something that we don't, that we've stumbled onto. Now I'm sure it'll hit 10,000. Absolutely. I know they're repressing it, but that's hopefully ending. Hopefully they had a little fun. They got it down to 39.50 or whatever. Okay, good, happy times. But we know that the dollar is bankrupt. All these countries are bankrupt who are not in BRICS, who are not backed by gold. Poland might be, they're buying a lot of gold. They know their dollar's worthless. They don't want to go to war. They're buying it. And this Tandy or whatever, Tether is buying all this gold. And they're a digital, what do you call it? A digital company, digital dollar, but yet they're buying all this gold because they know their tether is worthless. So this is where you're at. Again, if it ain't backed by gold, you don't want to own it. So if a new dollar comes out, it's not backed by gold, stay away. What's Bitcoin? It's not backed by gold. I saw Bitcoin at 59,000 yesterday. Happy times. Because it's the real price. It's a Ponzi scheme, and that's the real price. Isn't even close to 59,000. It's zero because it's not backed by anything. It's not even real. Oh no, it's worth. It's going to $1 million. Yeah, and what? I got an oceanfront house here in Detroit, even though there's no ocean. And I love the explanation. Well, that's what the guy said, and so I believe him because I'm a moron. We deal in the real world, right? So gold, no, you can't lose value in gold because the only way is to find another, more mines with more gold, which, believe me, it's already been mined. And so all that leaves you with is the paper bullshit, which is exactly what it is. It's a Ponzi scheme. So stay away from that. Anyway, free picks, Philadelphia, Milwaukee, and baseball. Have a nice day, everybody. www.teaserking.com. If you need me, you can email me on teaserking.com. Football. I went to Buy Gray Sports Almanac, and I went to Barnes & Noble, and they didn't have Lindy's. The other one I didn't like. I didn't like the layout. And Phil Steele, I'll never buy. What a nightmare that is. All these colors, and it's like, yeah, okay, Phil. Too much information overload. So I'll check again maybe tomorrow, and then I'll write. I started doing week 1 here, and I got to put the lines in, and then I'll do week 2. I like how they call it week 0, week 1. Like the first week doesn't count. Well, that's week 0. Week 1's when the full week. No, that's week 1. Week 2 is when the full thing, or 1A, 1B, whatever you want to fucking call it. So that's where you're at with it. So buy your gold and silver. It's the steal of the century. This is the sale of the century and the steal of the century. Buying silver under 60 is a fucking joke, and gold under 5,000 is a joke. It'll be way higher than that. And when the dollar collapses and we are bankrupt because we don't have any, and we're at war because we are bankrupt, that's the last straw. When the countries go bankrupt, they go to war to steal the oil and gold of the other country. And if the other country's got a big enough military, they say, fuck you, like Russia's doing, like Iran's doing. You can't beat them. And so now we're like, oops, yeah, how do we get out of this? We look like idiots. Our military is a joke, and we still need oil and gold. So be careful. As far as I know, the oil prices will be going up because the damage done to the oil wells is not easily replaceable. Like you can just turn the faucet on. So we will have a shortage of oil, I guess, sometime near the end of July. So be prepared to pay $7, $8 at the pump, probably $10, depending where we are. California, these people are idiots who live there. So be careful. I'm going to play a few more videos and see what I can learn today. And otherwise, that's it. So you got your baseball and gold looking good, near 4,100. My guess it ends about 41, and then next week we go back to 43, 44. Because it's had its down, so we shouldn't see any more a lot of shorts. Now we might, if it jumps to 45, they might start shorting it. But again, the real value, we're seeing 20,000. My real value is probably going to be 50,000, but it won't be priced in dollars because the dollar will go away because it's got no value. It's worthless. It's printed too much, and we're bankrupt. So we are bankrupt, and we've been bankrupt since 1971. How can we stay? Well, we could as long as nobody was interested in gold. Now that everybody's interested in gold and the bricks, yeah, we're fucked. Yeah, our dollar's gone. Nobody wants it. Why would they? It's you can get gold or the dollar. What would you take? And even the Bitcoin, well, maybe that's not attractive anymore at 59. I better get the fuck out of that. So anyway, so let's see what happens July 4th. I don't know. I don't know where they're getting this. Let's price this Liberty Bell 1 ounce for 20,000. Well, what is that? Now, maybe we get $20,000 gold July 4th. We'll take it, but I'd be shocked. By the end of the year, I won't be shocked. Those options that we heard in December, I do believe that'll be 15, 20,000. And if you're looking, then you sell now and get 20 grand, go on a nice vacation. If we can find a place that isn't covered in war. All right. Have a good day, everybody. Any other questions, comments? Pat stole the show today. All right. All right. Well, have a good day. And I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. And please ask questions and comments. I keep watching these videos, a little bit on the war and a little bit on gold and silver. Although, like Andy Scheckman, he's an idiot. And I don't trust Rick Rude, and I don't trust Jim Rickers. I won't even watch their crap. I watched something by Sprout yesterday, and I called him a criminal, and that's it. He's with his little ETFs bullshit. Anyway, just be careful. It's Mark McGuire. It's Egon. Alligator doesn't really. He's kind of bats 500, and that's it. So I already know my shit. So I don't really need. I'm not learning a lot except for like the war. I don't know what's happening there because I'm not there. But and you can't trust the news. Don't trust the news. All right. Have a good day, everybody. www.teaserking.com. Happy June. All right. Ciao.